Happy Mother's Day, everybody. How is it? Yeah? Yeah, we're here. Some people are wooing, some people's arms are crossed, some people are just a hearty thumbs up. I appreciate that. That's the perfect, yeah, I am here. Things are good. It's like I felt like a waiter. Like, you know, no? Thumbs up? All right, you're good. I'll come check on you later. It's very nice to be here. Thank you so much for coming out. Mother's Day, right? This day started at 10 a.m. It's just been brunch and I love yous, and then you're like, how much longer do I have to hang out with Mom? That's how it is with my mom. That's how I love my mother, but after about 2 hours, I'm like, yeah? And I know she feels the same way, all right? She loves me, but, like, she's like, you're boring, you know? Like, my mom has her limit with me, too. My mom gets so, she can't help, I don't know if it's a Hungarian thing, but she has to, every time we hang out, she has to remind me that one day she will die. What is that? Is that a Hungarian thing? Or are all mothers doing this? Is everyone else's mother just periodically going, one day I will die? And she brings up her death all the time. And she's fine. She's in good health. Nothing's wrong. She just wants, I just don't want you to be surprised when one day I am die. That's a direct quote. I am die. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. It's too weird now, you know? Like, she brings it up so much. My wife and I have a running joke on, here we go. It's been 10 minutes. She's already bringing up mortality. You know, but yeah, I texted her today, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't send the flowers. I forgot. I've been in Chicago. It's a fun city. There's a mom right there that just went, who cares? I love that. You're a mom, I'm guessing, and you just went, I don't care about the flowers. And that whole table was like, oh my God, we've been spending so much money on flowers. And she just went, hey. I forgot to do it, and then I tried to do it last night. I had 3 shows last night, so by the time I was at the hotel, it was already the next day. You know, it's like 1 a.m, and I was like, I looked online, every place was like 1-day delivery. You have to do it, and I'm like, but it's still, but... I'm trying to do like time zone math, you know, and I'm like, but... And then the only other option was to Uber Eats her flowers. And I'm like, is that more disrespectful than just not getting her flowers? Than an Uber Eats driver just dropping it off at the doorstep, taking a photo of it, and then leaving. So I'm like, I'll catch her when I get back. That's what I'll do. But yeah, I always love hanging out with my mom. I was thinking about her, you know, because I don't know, I've been thinking about my childhood. It's been a religious week. We just got a new pope, you know? Congratulations, by the way. Chicago Pope. That's pretty awesome, you know? No one saw that coming. That was no one knew. I don't know if there's like, you know how for the NFL draft there's like a draft board where like we're thinking Chicago's getting a quarterback, you know, like I don't think anyone knew that the Pope was going to be from Chicago. And I grew up Catholic. We kind of fell off along the way, but Catholicism has always been my favorite because I grew up a wrestling fan, so I enjoy the pageantry. All right, I like showmanship. And the Catholics throw down on showmanship. A lot of candles, a lot of garbs. I'm into all of it. The cathedrals are beautiful. I'm into all. I like how they picked the Pope. They got smoke. They had smoke. I didn't know that's how they did it. It's like black smoke. We still don't have a Pope. There's like people outside the Vatican just biting their nails. Like, I don't. And then the white smoke came. They're like, it looked like a playoff hockey crowd outside of the arena. We got a Pope. I wish we would do more things that way. Like that's how we should find out if our favorite show's getting another season. Is Netflix should have a pipe out front, and then if the smoke's red, it's like, we're getting more Black Mirror, everybody. Hell yeah. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I was born in Hungary, so we were Catholic. I forget if it's Orthodox or Roman, one of them. And Well, because we fell off. I can't. But then we moved to Pittsburgh, and then we joined like a Hungarian church out there. And then around the time I was like 6 or 7, my mom's like, "Do you like it? Do you like church?" And I was like, "Not really." And she's like, "Oh, we don't have to do this anymore." And I was like, "Oh, you could have asked sooner." Like we've been going for a while, you know? And then so we stopped going. We stopped going to church. And, you know, since I've become an adult, I've talked to my other friends who grew up religious, and they're like, "That was an option? That's insane." And I asked my mom, I was like, "Why'd you do that?" Most parents are like, "You have to go." And, you know, and she was like, "Oh, I just thought, I mean, I like going, but I just thought you would enjoy it for the socializing with the other kids, but you didn't, so we just stopped going." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that's always been my connection to faith and religion. It's just like it's been adjacent, you know? Like my mom and I would always go to a church after we landed from a flight. That was our thing. Like when we flew from Hungary to Pittsburgh, we went to a church. Thank God the plane, everything was cool. And then when we flew from Pittsburgh to San Diego, we went to a church to do the same thing. But the church right by our new place in San Diego was a Korean church. Like we were walking up, I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, and they had the Asian symbols out front. And I'm like, I don't think this is for us, Mom. And I remember my mom was like, "Oh, it all goes to the same guy." And she, like, that broke down religion so well for me. She's like, no, it's the same. They're all just post offices. It all goes to the same. Everyone's welcome. And we were the only non-Koreans in there. And I'll say it was noticeable. I'll say that, you know. But yeah, that's where, I don't know, I'm a people pleaser. I think my mom trained me to be a people pleaser. And it's something I'm trying to shake off now as an adult. I just can't help it. That's how I was raised. Like when I would spend the night at a friend's house, my mom would be like, "Whatever they feed you, you eat. And you say you love. And you say thank you. If you embarrass me, I will find out. And then the government will know. And then they will know I leave you home alone because I have 2 jobs and the government will take you from me." And I was like, oh my God, I really... So I ate everything, all right? When I would spend the night at a friend's house, I had to eat and drink everything. And this is the 90s. In the 90s, every meal was served with a giant glass of milk. If you weren't around that time, I'll let you know. Every meal came with and I hate milk. I never liked it. I like it with other stuff, cereal, maybe a little in my coffee or whatever, but alone, ugh, that's the worst. But it was strict orders. You have to eat and drink everything. So I got my meal and a giant glass of milk, and I'm like, oh, damn it. And I remember I was like, I'll just get it over with, you know? So I just went, I treated it like a Fear Factor challenge. I'm like, just suck it down. It's just pouring down. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is the biggest glass I've ever had. Oh. And I remember I finished it. My friend's mom was like, wow, he really likes milk. Here you go, buddy. And I was like, no, dear God, no. That's when I learned if you're a people pleaser, you can't drink it all. You gotta leave enough to where they can't top you off, you know? And you go, I can't, that's enough milk for me. But I'm still a people pleaser to this day. I agree to stuff that I feel like I could politely say no, but for some reason I can't. I just go, yeah, you know? Like the last time it happened, I was performing at a comedy club. I forget where I was, but it was a Funny Bone. Funny Bone is a chain of comedy clubs. And there was a local comic there opening for me. I'd never met him before. And I was hanging out with him in the green room, and it was just me and him. It was going to be a 2-person show. And before the show starts, he's like, hey, man, do you want to pray before the show starts? And I wanted to go, no, thank you. I'd rather not, but that's very kind of you to ask. No, thank you. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't look this person that I just met in the eyes and say no because he was so nice. And that's what a nice gesture to go, hey, I'd like to pray. Would you like to join me? What a moment of vulnerability on his part. I couldn't shoot him down, so I just looked at him and go, I'd love to. I would love to pray. I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna. So me and this dude that just met, we're just in this small comedy club green room holding hands. And our heads are bowed. His eyes are closed. Mine are wide open. I'm just like, what have you done? This is your fault. You could have politely said no. You don't have to keep agreeing to this. And I remember while we were praying, a server walked in and saw what was going on. And I looked up and she just backed out. And I was like, man. And he had a nice prayer, you know. He was like, hey, you know, Lord, like, you know, look over us and make sure, you know, if you could make sure we have a good show tonight for the people. And I was like, I don't know if you can pray for that. And I don't know the rules, but that seems petty. You can't pray for a good show. There's so much going on in the world. You're wasting that guy's time with this? What if like someone's getting washed away by like a flash flood or something? He's like, oh, dear Jesus, help me. And then he's busy dealing with our nonsense. Can't help that guy, you know? But all in all, he had a nice prayer and he finished it, amen. And then I said, thank you for that. Because I don't know what you're supposed to say at the end of a prayer. So I just said, thank you for that. That was good. Because the only other times I prayed was when I was a kid at my friends' houses for dinner, and then amen, I'd be like, all right, bring on that milk. But there was no glass of milk to force chug, so I just said thank you for that. And then we went out, we had our shows, and we both had really rough sets. We did not have good sets. I don't know, I watched him have a bad set, and I was like, oh boy. And then I went on, and 30 minutes into my hour, I was like, well, I guess God doesn't come to the funny bone. I think he was rescuing someone from a river. He was busy. So, yeah, that's been my relationship with it, but I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I've had a really fun week. I love coming to Chicago. I've been coming here for 10 years. I really enjoy it. I love it. I like your city. It's beautiful. I walked to your lake, the lake walk there, with I don't think that's what it's called, but that's what I did. They had a walkway there, and I walked by the lake. Some people rode bikes. Some people ran. I walked. That's what I did. It was beautiful. It was a nicer day today than yesterday. Yesterday I went out, and it looked nice, but it was deceiving. And then I went out, and I'm like, this isn't nice. This is terrible. The sun's out, but it was just freezing cold. And I looked out my hotel window, and I saw people in shorts and T-shirts. I'm like, hell yeah. So I put on a short and a T-shirt, and I went outside, and it was just... And I'm like, oh, dear. My nipples tore through the shirt. Like, I was like, these liars, what are you doing out here? I had to run back inside, put on a winter coat. It was fun. It was fun walking around yesterday watching people trick themselves into thinking it was a nice enough day for their activities. I walked down the street, it was all just women in dresses just freezing, waiting in line to get into like a brunch. They're like, oh, and the maitre d's like, inside or outside? Oh, patio, please. That's where we want to sit. This is great. Just a tornado of croissant dust, you know? It was way too windy for any of that. Yeah. I love it. I'm staying down the street over at the Hotel Lincoln. Staying over there. It's a very nice hotel. The bar's nice. The lobby's nice. The rooms, you could stay away from those. I don't know what's going on with the rooms. I can't tell if they mean it or... You know those hotels where you're like, is this part of the design? Or is that blood? Like, what is that? It's one of those hotels where you're like, is this being kitschy or is this a cigarette burn in the lampshade? I don't know. It's a weird, I don't know. They gave me a suite. I knew the hotel room was going to be bad when they immediately upgraded me to a suite at check-in because I have no affiliation with, that's a Hyatt hotel. I'm a Marriott guy. I have no status with Hyatt. And they immediately were like, oh, we're giving you the suite. And I was already like, oh, that's their way of letting me know, hey, we're giving you the best room, so if you don't like it, don't complain. All right? That's their way. I've checked into a lot of hotels. I know the little tricks. Like, oh, we're giving you the best room in the complex. And you're like, why? You know? It's because you don't want me. One time I had a guy give me a cookie. He gave me and it wasn't a DoubleTree where it's like part of the brand. It wasn't one of those. This is just some cookies he made at home. And he's like, I upgraded you and you want a cookie? I brought a cookie. And I was like, man, you really don't want anyone to complain. So I took my cookie up to that roach infested room. But no, this room, no roaches. It's fine. It's just like everything's wrong, you know? I have 2 showers, but they're both wrong. Like both shower curtains are too small in different ways. Like in one, there's a tub, but it's not wide enough, so you can't put the shower curtain against the wall, so it's just soaking through the wall, and the floor is soaking wet. Then I ruined that one, so I went to the other one, And that one, the shower curtain's too short. It's 3 inches too short, so it hangs right there, right at my ankles. And guess what water does? It bounces pretty good, and it just bounces right out there. And then so it's just soaking wet, so I have to just throw towels down. And then that doesn't dry, so the next day there's just cold towels while I'm sitting on the can. And I'm like, this is horrible. And you're like, why don't you let the maid in? They can clean it up. I never let the maid in, all right? I don't let the maid in until I leave. That's who I am. I don't want them knowing what the hell I've been doing in here, all right? You can leave when I'm on a flight out of the state. That's when you can come in. By the time you report what I've done in here, I'm already statute of limitations. They're not coming across state lines to chase me down for what I've done to that room. And the toilets are industrial. That's the real weird one. I have 2 industrial, like the toilets you see at like a football stadium. Just a big oval, no tank, just a pipe into the wall. And they got one of those flushers, the kickers. And I'm like, what happened in this hotel when the manager's like, give us the best you got? Because these tourists are out there getting deep dish and our plumbing can't handle it. Just get us the most industrial can you got. Give us 2 of them. Give us 2 of them. What about shower curtains? You good on those? Yeah, we got the worst ones in the business. Don't worry about those. This is terrible. It also might be haunted. I don't know. I have a weird... I used to be scared of ghosts, and now I'm just annoyed by them. I've kind of figured it out. Like, I've learned too much about ghosts, and I just realized they're just spirits of us hanging around. And these are the people that bother people that they don't know. It's like the same people you run into on the street. You're like, hey, and you're like, ugh. You know? That's who these spirits are. Hey, what they're just flickering a light. What are you watching, some TV? Yeah, I'm watching some TV. Why don't you keep it down? You know? But yeah, fun week. Rob, my buddy, he took me to a Russian sweat lodge this week. We went there on Saturday or Friday. We went to a Russian sweat lodge. If you've never been, he was like, yeah, have you ever been? And I was like, I've never been. And he's like, dude, it's great. We drove like 30 minutes out of this neighborhood. I don't know where we were. We went to an nondescript building with no windows. And we go in. There's just a little Russian guy behind the counter. He's like, he's a little guy. I don't know. He was a little squirrely. He was just a little... and I was like, what's going on here? And he gave us some towels and some flip-flops. And then we had to go to the locker room and change, And I'm still, even at 37, I've turned 38 this month, but I'm still weird about being naked. I'm not a naked guy. That's never who I've been. So I had to go change in the locker room. And I remember my locker, there was like a guy near it. So like I just had to go over there and I just gave him I'm going to get naked now. Like, just so he knows this isn't an ambush or anything. I'm just... it's about to happen. It's so hard to start, isn't it? It's so hard to start to get naked in public. Like, I know how to undress at home in my own privacy. I don't even think about it. I just undress. And then when I'm there and there's other people, I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I forget how to start. And I'm like, I guess I'll take my sweater off. And then my shirt came with my sweater. I'm like, oh, no, not yet. Not yet. I wasn't ready for that. And then my shirt. Oh, but now I don't have a shirt, and I got to bend down. I don't want people to see that. So then I put it back on. And let me do my shoes. And it was such a thing, And I went with Sorab. Sorab's my friend, but we're not naked friends. That's a special level of friendship, to be naked. So we went to the locker room and we just had a polite understanding where we just faced the other way. And we're like, I'll talk to you later. And it was weird. It was like a naked duel that we were doing. We were just back to back. We did 10 paces. And I'm like, yeah, I gotcha, buddy. And then we went over there. We went into the sauna. Everyone wore a towel, which was cool. They gave you a little snap towel. So everyone's in a towel, except for one old guy, which that's the tale as old as time. You always hear about the one old guy that's like, you're going to look at it. I don't know what it is. There was one old guy in the sauna that's like, my wife won't look at it. Someone's looking at it. Someone's going to get a look at this. And the sauna was tiered. Like, there was levels, and he picked balcony. So he's up. How you fellas doing? Like, not good. I'll say that. And so we did the sauna, then we did the cold plunge, then we did the sauna, did the cold plunge. So we just went hot. It was like we were training for climate change. I don't know what it was. but it was relaxing and painful all at the same time. And then after we did that like a few times, So Rob was like, hey, you want some soup? And I was like, what? And he's like, do you want some soup? And I was like, well, now? And he's like, yeah, they serve soup here. And I was like, why? Why would they serve soup here? And can we get it anywhere else? I'd like to go anywhere else to get soup instead of here. And he's like, no, you're going to love it. I'm going to tell him to get us some soup. So he goes to the squirrely guy and he goes, hey, 2 soups. And the guy goes, right away. And he runs into the kitchen. And I'm like, it's not even a different guy? That's the guy that was handing out the flip-flops and the towels. Now he's in the kitchen lighting up the burners to heat up the soup. And I was like, it was so weird to eat soup in like there's a guy in a hot tub right there. He's in water. I'm looking at soup, and I'm like, it's different water, right? Like, where did this water come from? It was weird. I had chicken soup, and I'm looking at the chicken, and there's like a naked guy in a tub right there. And he's like, how's the soup? And I'm like, don't talk, dude. Like, eerily similar. It was like if you did it fast enough, you're like, man, that's a weird thing, dude. I've had meals in weird places. That reminded me. It reminded me years ago. I remember I had lunch at a strip club, not knowing. I landed in Portland. This is a thing in Portland. They have a strip club known for their steaks. I didn't know that. I landed, and my buddy Corey was like, "Hey man, you're in town. You want to go get lunch?" I'm like, "I'd love to." They're like, "Oh dude, they have good steaks at the strip club. You down for that?" And I was like, "Sure." And the reason there was a miscommunication is in San Diego, there's a steakhouse called The Strip Club. And so I was like, oh, apparently it's a chain, and they have one in Portland. I was like, hell yeah, man. So then he picks me up and he takes me there. We get there, we're in the parking lot of a strip club. And I was like, oh. And we go inside, and it's still just a strip club at 1 PM, so there's nobody in there. Me and him just walk in. There's like one girl, and she wasn't dancing until she saw us. She's like, oh, well, what's up, fellas? Hey, it's a party in here, just in time, you know. She had to put her phone down and start dancing. So we sit down, we're like right in front, right by the stage. We put our orders in, and you know, she's over there dancing, and then I'm like, yeah. And then the food came, and I thought like when the food would come that she would like, you know what I mean? Get the hell out of here. There's food over here. And she didn't. She was still like over there, and I'm like, hey. Like when you go to Costco, the guy at the deli counter with a beard, they make him put a hairnet on. This lady's butt naked. And I'm like, get away from the steaks. What are you doing? Does the health department know about this? You can't be this close. Hey! This is what happens when you're a people pleaser, all right? You end up, you never speak up for yourself, and you're like, this is fine, I guess. I need to work on that, man. I need to work on that. I will work on so much. I don't know. I keep learning things about myself, and the more I learn, the more upset I am. You ever learn something about yourself? You're like, could have gone without that. Didn't need to know that. Could have lived the rest of my life and been fine, you know? Like, I read the comments on social media. That's a thing you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to read the comment section, but I can't help it. My face is there. I'm going to read what people are saying. And I get this comment a lot under my videos. They're like, that guy's on cocaine. And I'm not. And I want to write, I'm not. And then I'm like, wait, let them think I'm cool. You know, if they think I'm that cool, let them think I'm cool. What am I coming in to tell them that? And then the reason they think that, because I keep reading, they're like, his jaw is locked up. He talks from the back of his mouth. And I was like, what? And so now I'm watching my own videos. Watching my own mouth going, oh my God, is that weird? Do I talk weird? Is that weird? And it's so bizarre. That's why you shouldn't read the comments, because now I'm looking at my own mouth going, Is that how I talk? And then recently, I had my dentist appointment. I went to my dentist, and this isn't a new dentist. I've been going to this dentist for a while now. And after my cleaning, you know, they come in and do a quick exam before they let you bounce. And he comes in, and this time when he's doing the exam, he goes, huh. huh, do me a favor, put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And I did. And he's like, now open your mouth. And I was like, And he's like, huh. And I was like, what is it? And he's like the string, the little tendon that connects your tongue to your mouth. Yours is really short. And I was like, okay. And he's like, do you have like trouble licking ice cream and stuff? Like, is that? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, what is this right now? And he's like, all right, yeah, I was just wondering. I'm like, is there any cure for this? He's like, I don't think so. And I was like, why are you bringing this up? And then so I left, and I was like, oh, is that why maybe I talk different? And then people are leaving the comment. And I remember my wife was out in the lobby waiting for me, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just got the weirdest information. The doctor just said I have a short tongue. Have you noticed I have a short tongue? She's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, what? How long have you known? How long have you known? She's like, since we've met. I've noticed. And I was like, when did you notice? She's like, you eat ice cream weird. And I was like, what? I eat ice cream weird? She's like, yeah, like you can't, it looks like you have trouble licking it. And so you just take these weird little bites, just like I'm like, what? Yeah, she's like, yeah, like a little like snapping turtle or something. And I was like, I could have gone without knowing any of that. So I'm not on cocaine, I just have a short tongue. Which means I have to talk out of the back of my It's so embarrassing. Could have gone without knowing any of that about myself. But, you know, here we are. It's good. It's a good distraction from the news. I like that. I don't know, sometimes the news is fun. We're renaming water. I like that. That's my favorite part of the Trump presidency. It's like, we're renaming water. And I was like, why not? You know? Rename that water. Yeah, no more Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. He just did it to the Persian Gulf is now the Saudi Arabian Gulf. And everyone's fighting about it, like, hey, what the hell? I can't. And it's weird. It's weird to rename water. It's weird to name water. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's water. It's like naming a stray cat in the alley and then being mad when you find out someone down the street calls that cat something else, you know? His name is Mittens. They're like, that's not what I call him. Yeah, well, we're calling him Mittens. We own Google Maps. We're calling him Mittens on Google Maps. It's fun. But no, I love Chicago. I love it. It's a city, but it's friendly. But it's got all the city parts to it. I walked down. I loved it. There was a homeless guy staring into a coffee shop. I didn't know. I just walked by and I'm like, what's he doing? You ever walk by and you're like, what's that guy doing? And he had an apron, but I couldn't. But I could tell he didn't work there because of everything else. But he somehow commandeered an apron. He found an apron somewhere, tied it perfectly, and so I couldn't tell if he was on a lunch break, just looking into the coffee shop, like at the clock, like I got 5 more minutes of this lunch break. I couldn't tell what he was doing, but he was just looking into the windows right here. And then I walked, as I passed, the angle changed so I could see into the window. There's this poor bastard sitting on the other side at like the counter. He has a latte and his laptop's up, and he's just trying to do some spreadsheets. And there's a homeless guy with an apron just right there. And I'm like, man, that's the city test right there. If you can finish that work email, you're allowed to stay, you know? That's a cold-hearted city folk right there, just sipping a latte, eating a muffin, And then Bill said, that's tough, man. It's a tough spot to be in. But yeah, I always loved Chicago. I think it gets a bad rep because people don't know. They always say it's dangerous. I don't know. Maybe it is. Not where I go, I guess. Nothing's ever happened. One time I got lost on the subway. That was the only scary thing for my first time ever in Chicago. And all week I'd been doing the subway great, hadn't been getting lost. And the last one I got arrogant. And I was just on the red line and I was having a good time. And then I missed it. You know, in the city it does a little woo woo woo. And then I didn't feel the turns and it shot us down, and I was half drunk, and I was just, woo, having fun in Chicago. And I slowly started to notice, just little hints, like people started playing music in there, and there are signs that says, don't do that. They drew them. They're little cartoon signs that say, hey, don't blast music out of a boombox. And I'm like, well, I guess they didn't say you couldn't do it out of a Bluetooth speaker, so maybe that was the misconnection there. So there's music. By the way, this is me dancing to the music. In case you're wondering, does he need to pee? That poor man, he needs to urine. So I'm on this subway, and then that was my first hint. I'm like, oh, they're playing music, okay. And then slowly, like, the stops it started becoming like lesser known presidents, And that was my next hint, where I remember one of the stops, I was like, Garfield? Like, when is Garfield ever? Because my first thought was the cat, and I'm like, no, that's a president that no one remembers. And then I knew I was in trouble when I got to White Sox Stadium. And because that's all I do know about Chicago is you guys have two baseball teams, and the Cubs and the White Sox. And the White Sox Stadium is in the south side of Chicago, which is not the good part to be in, for safety reasons or whatever. And then I saw that and I went, oh no. And so I'm like, I'm going to get off at the next stop and then turn around and take the train back. And I got off at the next stop. Yeah. I got off at the next stop, and the next stop was in the middle of, like, the freeway. It wasn't even one of the underground ones. You were up, and then I got off, and I'm like, you can't even run. You can't. There's just people zipping by on both sides of the freeway going, look at that guy, what an idiot. Look at that. And I was just under one of the lamps going, dear God. And I was in my head, now the buzz is wearing off. Now I'm sobering up quick. And I'm like, all right, just stay tough. It was the winter. It was the winter time. And so I was all bundled up. I had a beanie, I had my jacket. And I'm like, I might have to get into a fight, So I immediately, I was like, I gotta take my mittens off. So I took my mittens off. Because I'm like, no one in the history of fights has ever won a fight with mittens on before, And not gloves, just mittens. And I'm like, I should take these mittens off. So I remember taking these mittens off, and then I clipped them to my sleeves, and I'm like, I'm ready for action in case anyone decides to get out of hand. And nothing happened, but that was a fun experience. That's my favorite part of traveling. I like the sense of danger, but I don't want anything to ever happen. I just like traveling, go to a different city, and be like, oh, is this it? And then nothing happens, and you're like, oh, I'm going to tell that story,
Hey, you finished my YouTube video. Thank you so much. I am personally very proud of you. You know how to finish things you start. There's plenty more videos on my channel to watch if you haven't seen them already. Also, I'm on the road all the time, so come catch me live. Go to zoltancomedy.com to see my tour schedule. You can buy tickets through there, and only buy tickets through my website because there's scammers now that are upcharging people for tickets that aren't even good, that won't even get you in. Complete rip-offs. So only go to zoltancomedy.com. And thank you so much for watching my videos.
You can step it up a little. All right. You guys are doing great. They just, as a couple, decided we're not clapping. Let's see what happens. Apparently they underestimated my insecurity, because I will call that out. Everyone must show me love. Otherwise, what are we even doing at this mall? This is where love must happen. I gotta be honest, I've performed next to a lot of mattress stores in my career. This is the closest I've been to it. Like, usually there's a wall separating us. Not just a lot of glass. Like, what time does the show start? Because I got a lower lumbar situation. We're gonna figure this out. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It's Wednesday, first time in Sacramento. I'm liking it. Capital. I've lived in California most of my life, and I don't think I ever came up here. Did you say thank you? you're right in the front. Like, you're like, thank you for not coming here, but all right, wow. That felt like a compliment from a step-parent. Like, I didn't know how to... It's like, how do you mean that? I think you mean it, but do you? Because California's too long of a state. It's way too long. Because I grew up in San Diego. That's a different state. That's way too far. If you're like, oh, I'm from up there, you're like, that's a different state. That's from where I'm at. Because I've made that drive before, and most suicidal I've ever felt is that drive from down there to up here. Good Lord, that middle part where there's so much middle part. Whoa. That's why, you grow up in California, we're saying, oh, California's so great. Well, we can show you some stuff in the middle and to the east that'll make you go, oh, this is part of it? Uh-huh. This is what we like to call back of house. But I like all of it. I enjoy it. I flew into San Francisco, because I now live in New York, so I flew into San Francisco. It's direct. And then I rented a car, and I drove out here, and I've never, I see the news, and they tell you don't have things in the Bay Area. That's what they tell you. Based on what I've seen on the YouTube videos, if you have things, they will steal them, and no one's coming. No one's coming. You'll get a lot of different angles of cell phone footage of your things getting taken, but no one's coming. And so I was prepping myself, because I brought my camera. I didn't bring both. I own 2 cameras, and I brought my least favorite one. And I was like, if they take one, they can take that one. But I was in my head, I was prepping, I'm like, I'm getting in a rental car, you ever go through that? You ever have like that death wish moment in your head where you're like, no one's taking advantage of me? I had a plan, I'm like, I'll never get too close to the car in front of me at a red light, because then if I notice, I'll just slam it in, I'll run over them that way, and then I'll create an opening. I got full coverage on this rental car, I got all the insurance. You think I'm scared of knocking a mirror off so I get to hold on to my laptop? Oh no! There's a lot of good footage on there of me doing this in other malls next to mattress stores. I can't just let someone steal that from me. But yeah, on the flight over, I had all these fantasies. I'm like, oh, I'll do this, and then run them off, and blah. And I'm like, you're not going to do any of that. I will never do any of it, because I know who I am. I'll just be in there like, oh, it's happening. And it happened. It's good, yeah. Like how someone went, oh, like, yeah. Like it did. It hasn't happened yet, but that is how it would go down. You didn't even take your hands out of your pockets. I like that. Like there's enough people hooting and hollering. We don't need one extra. Oh, it's so good to be here. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is my first official show in San Francisco. I've done San Francisco adjacent. That's how I've done, like, putting on a show here is like trying to get a house here. Like, it's, you gotta know someone who knows someone who's leaving. Like, you gotta shimmy in here, but we made it in. It's good. I like it, yeah. We're at the epicenter of the end, aren't we? I don't know if you knew that, but it's starting here. You guys, and the rest of the country's like, oh, that's because of the Democrats. And they don't know, it's coming. It's coming to where they are, too. I like this hat. This hat is very worried about I'm going to bring that up. How dare you? San Francisco feels like a lounge at an airport. You know, some people are in the lounge and everyone else is just not in the lounge. I'm paying for coffees. It's free in here. Did you know that? Sorry, I just got in the lounge and I didn't know how to bring it up. So that's how I shoehorned that. Oh, I love it. So good to be here. Last night I was in Sacramento, and that's a place, you know? I wasn't going to make fun of it, but here I am, aren't I? And that's the capital. That's the main part. That's the part. No one else wanted it. No one else. There's so many places to put it. You're like, no, not there. Here. Let's pick the part where it doesn't look like California at all. It's like you imagine California, and you're like, Sacramento. That's what I could have gone San Francisco, could have gone Los Angeles, could have gone San Diego. No, in the middle, flat. Flat, in the middle. People, kind of sad, but there. Everyone in Sacramento looks like they just got a Christmas gift that they didn't ask for. That's what everyone in Sacramento looked like. They just opened their Christmas gift from Nana, and it was a book. Read. So good.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching my video. Is this too close? We're keeping it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I'm going to be on tour all year, 2024. Might be the last one. So, you know, go to zoltancomedy.com, look at the tour schedule. If you don't see your town, sign up for my mailing list. I promise I'm going to try to come, and I'll see you out there on the road. Thank you.
Everyone. Yeah! We're here! All right. I like it. That kid didn't clap at all. That's perfect. That kid's like, I'm not doing what everyone else is doing. I was taught that at a young age. One more time for all the comics you've seen tonight. Steven, Landry, Bill kicking us off. It's just been a lot of men with low T. That's what it's been. One after the other, where you're like, he could use a little, you know? Bill had the most, and then it just went down like just a little lower and lower. Oh, it's so good to be here. It's my first time here at the Grove, first time here in Lowell, Arkansas, and yeah, I didn't. Very nice. I've only been to Little Rock. That's my only experience with Arkansas, and I drove there. Oh, is there a rivalry? Is there? Is that a Target town? Is that what it is? They do Target, we do Walmart. I feel like you guys got that joke on your own time, and that was interesting. I was like, oh, is that a Target town? And you're like, oh. He did some research. Hell yeah. The way I think I always knew that because I landed in the Fayetteville / Bentonville / that's way too long of a name for that small of an airport. Just call it the airport, you know? Does anyone getting picked up by an Uber going, take me to the airport? Which one? Are you trying to go to the Fayetteville, Bentonville / how do you do, Northwest Arkansas airport? Or are you crop dusting? Which one are you doing? There's 2 airports here, and they're not at the same location. But I found out because I found out how busy it is here because my hotel, they didn't have rooms for me and Steven because they're like, we're sold out. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. So like, I didn't believe them. And then the guy behind the desk was like, yeah, man, we're sold out. And I was like, what's going on? And he just looks at me and goes, Walmart. I didn't know if that was code for something. I was like, is that the name of a music festival I don't know about? That's happening on a Wednesday for some reason? They're like, it's Walmart. I was like, all right, dude. And he wouldn't explain what he meant by that, but I pieced it together. But he did tell me he was the middle child, and he was often overlooked in his life by his athletic brother and adorable baby sister. But now things are looking up him because he's taking care of mom. And he told me all that while not giving me my room key immediately. You ever have that where someone holds your room hostage and you're like, first you must listen to my tales of yore. And you're like, I have to use a private restroom. Please give me that key quicker than now. But I like that. I like it. I don't know what the sense of humor is in this town, but we drove through and it was pretty fun. There's this place called there's a body shop I drove by. It was called Bob Maloney's Collision Center, and it looked like someone ran into the sign, and I couldn't tell if they were just hilarious or if that was just an ironic accident that happened. That's a bad DUI, right? You just like, so do I just leave the car here? How does... Save on that toe, you know? That was the one local joke I've had, I'm sorry. I've only been in town for a couple hours, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. There's an auto body shop with a sign that looks like it's been plowed into. It was nice. Flew in today. I don't know. I'm a Delta Diamond. I just made it up to Diamond this year, which I know it's a weird thing to. Are you a frequent flyer? Yeah. What's your airline of choice? American. So what's their? That's your company's choice. What company? You'd rather not say. It's not Walmart. Drugs? Like, I don't... So I was told before I came up that the 3 big companies here are Tyson Chicken, Walmart, and then JB Hunt, the trucking company. Good, we got some... Do we have truckers in here? All right, well, that died down. No, they're out there trucking. All right, that's what they're doing. They're out there not letting me merge onto the interstate. That's what they're doing. Hey, you should be driving faster. It's a rental. It doesn't... We're at the top speed. Please let me in. I will die. But we won't dig in. But you're an American. What's their name of what's the ambassador elite? Something like that. That's weird that I know that, but that's how much I fly. And I made it to Diamond, which is the top one. And then they send you these badges that you hang on your bag to let other people know that they see their family more than you do. Because it's not a good badge to have. It just means my family doesn't know me. That's what this means. I'm always at an airport. I know employees of airports more than I know people that live in my home. Oh, that just made everyone so sad, because this feels like the heart of family down here. Like, is that your son right there? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? 12, and you're here with us? That's awesome. No laws. I love it. Get him in here. I bet you they're really pushing that 2-drink minimum on you, too. They're like, dude, hey, you wanted to come in. Is it the king of beers, or is it the king of beers? What are you going to have? Yeah, came in today, and I don't know, I'm trying to get better. I started microdosing shrooms. That's what I started doing. That guy, see, I was on it with the I was close. That was the same guy. He's like, yeah, and I was like, all right, man. We're knocking them out. It's not Walmart, and I don't think it's the chicken company. But we haven't ruled out trucking, you know? We're going to narrow it down. We got a while. But I started microdosing shrooms like Steve, and I have anxiety. We all have anxiety. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have it here. Do you ever, like, make eye contact with a stranger, and then you have panic in your heart? No? All right, I do. All right? This is how my anxiety works. This is where I'm the most comfortable. This is where I'm the most... This is supposed to be one of the top 5 fears next to being lit on fire. And I'm like, put me on that stage. This is where I'm comfortable, as long as I'm in charge. I'm in charge of the conversation. But if you ask me something, I'm like, I'd rather not say. Me and this guy got a lot in common, dude. I get it. Microdose a couple shrooms, you'll start answering some questions, buddy. If you don't know about microdosing shrooms, it's pretty much antidepressants for people without health insurance. So that's what it is. I don't have a primary care doctor, but I do have the internet, and I ordered a chocolate bar off the internet, and I followed the back. They're like, eat 1 square a day, and wait for the walls to stop breathing, and then you can go outside. And it's good. I like it because it's just enough, you know? It's not too much where I'm like, put on some Grateful Dead. Like, it's not that level. But it's at a good level where, like, the world happens and I'm like, I'm okay with this, you know? That's pretty much what it is. Like, before shrooms, I would have a conversation with a stranger, like that guy at the hotel. He's like, I'm the middle child. And I'd be like, oh, no. I gotta get the hell out of this conversation. But now with the shrooms, it's like, I'm the middle child. And I'm like, you don't say. Tell me more, Marcia, you know? Or Jan, whoever it was. It was before my time. It was probably Jan. But I like it. It's good. It makes me see the other side of people, because sometimes you're out there and you meet a lunatic, you know, maybe at the store, just damn it, just walking around, and you're like, what's up that guy's butt, you know? And you might want to meet that with aggression, but that's not how, because that just leads to more aggression. But I just see the beauty in that man. Damn it, and I'm like, he's really going through it today. This isn't about the store, is it? It's not about taxes. This is about his dad. Dad doesn't want to talk right now, so he's taking it out on us. I see the beauty of his aura coming out of him, and I'm like, I get it, man. I'm here. Part of me wants to go hug him, but that would be a full dose. If I had a full dose would make me hug him, and then I'd potentially get stabbed. But a microdose is just enough for me to go, let's leave that there. Let's leave that in nature where it belongs. That's right. I didn't even know I had anxiety. My wife pointed it out to me. I think that's the best thing you can have in a partner, is they're a mirror to who you are. You know, they just hold up a mirror and you're like, oh, damn it. All right. I didn't know. Because I didn't know I had anxiety. I knew I was uncomfortable socially, but I just thought everybody was, and I thought I was hiding it well. And my wife was the first person I met that looked at me and was like, are you all right? And I'm like, what? I'm fine. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, what do you see? And she's just like, I don't know, you just look like you'd rather be anywhere but right here, right now. And I'm like, oh my God. Can everyone see it? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh, I felt like Sally Fields and Mrs. Doubtfire, where remember that scene where he finds out it's Robin Williams? He's like, this whole time, you know, like you just have that moment. That's what I found out. Started plowing the shrooms. But I like it. It makes me social. Went to a concert a couple weeks ago. Handled it well. Big group of people. I think it helped that we went to go see the Stray Cats. And a great band. They're older. They're in their 60s. Killer band. And I think I have a new rule. I'm only seeing bands in their 60s and up. All right? That's the only... If you're not in your 60s, I ain't coming. All right? Keep it together. I'll show up eventually. You know? Because it was the best concert I've ever went to. They started on time. Dude. These dudes in their 60s, they're responsible, all right? 8:05, they're on the stage. And I'm like, hell yeah, you guys. It was perfect. Their audience is great because they're also not super young. So they're drinking, but just enough. They're not over there starting fights. They're not breaking up with their girlfriends to punch a stranger in the gut. Everyone's just kind of meandering around, looking for some place to sit down, all right? It's the perfect concert. They're all in their 60s. They're only going to be playing the hits, you know? All their interpersonal. They've been to rehab multiple times. They got that figured out. It's perfect. I'm only seeing older bands now. Yeah. I actually learned a lot from watching the band because, like, I tried to relate everything to my life and to my relationship. Like, my wife and I, we've been married for a little over a year, but we've been together. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. It's my... Sorry, Stephen. Stephen, by the way, I know. I didn't think you guys would react the way I just said it. I found out today at the airport, as I'm boarding, he goes, so you haven't heard? And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, we broke up. And I was like, and then it was my boarding zone. I'm like, well, see you later. And then I just had the whole flight to go, did I just leave him? I pretty much had the experience he did with the pizza in the convention oven. Except it was me in overhead space, and I'm like, I gotta go. Otherwise, my backpack's gonna be on my feet, and I don't want that. So I feel for him. I've also been through, because this is my second marriage, so I know what that feels like. Where someone goes, hey, I know I told you I wanted to be with you your whole life, but that was then, you know? That was then, this is now. I didn't know you breathed that way. I didn't know that's how you breathed. And I can't handle that anymore. So I get what that is, and now my wife, we've been married for a little over a year. We've been together for a little over 5 years. And so I feel like we're good at communicating. We've both been to therapy, so we understand trying not to react and trying to go, all right, what's that really mean? I'm sorry you feel that way. Acknowledging feeling. That was the hardest thing for me. Because anytime my wife's like, I wanted to go, that's not what I meant! I meant it's this, and you're wrong for no reason. And I would tell the therapist that. I don't know why she's mad at me. She said I did something, but she's wrong. I didn't do that. So I yelled that at her, and she got all upset. And he's like, women, right? And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. But then he was like, all right, give this a shot. Next time she gets upset, go, I am so sorry. I didn't know you were feeling that way. That must suck to feel that way. And I've been doing that, and it's a bomb diffuser. It's magic. Next time you're in an argument with your lady, and you're like, baby, I am so sorry. That must feel horrible to feel that way. I hate that I was a part of you feeling that way. And then it diffuses, and then you go, but I never did that, all right? That's not what I had said from before. I'm kidding, don't do that part. So the point is, we've gotten to a point in our relationship where we try not to fall into those pitfalls. I think the only tip we give each other is we don't like each other's tone. I think that's what it is. Like, after one of us says something, we're like, listen, everything you said is true. I didn't care for your tone, you know? And I pieced it together while I was watching the Stray Cats. We've been together 5 years. We're like a band that's put out a couple albums, and they've been good. They've had a good raw sound. But this new album, we're really trying to dial in our tone, you know? Like, we're really trying to get a good meaty dom-da-dom-dom-dom-da-dom-dom. But right now, it's a little more... And we really want it. Once we get the right producer, we're going to get down to a no. But right now, just like your mother, you know. And once we dial in the tone, we're going to put out a killer album. I like it. I feel like you're taking notes. I like that. That's good energy there. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm taking all the notes right there. 12-year-old's learning way more than he ever thought he was going to. It's going to happen. You're going to have a girlfriend. Something's going to happen. You're going to go, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. And she's going to be like, what? Are you the most mature person I've ever met? And you're like, man, comedy show, you know? It's where you learn stuff. But yeah, we're at a good part. My wife, she's great, but she also points out insecurities in me that I didn't know I had. You know, I don't know when I became the barometer for everything, but like I came home from a show and she looked all sad. I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, I have back fat. And I was like, oh, you do? And then she comes around and reaches and grabs me and she goes, oh, thank God. And I was like, I have back fat? And she goes, quite a bit, too. I didn't even know. I thought my back was fine. I've never looked back there. I thought my back was doing great. You ever look at your back, fellas, and you're like, whoa, all those moles? I just assumed my back looked like my front. It's a road map back there. Moles and freckles, and I'm like, God, look, this whole time? Just a disaster. But yeah, she did that to me. We were on the couch too, and I put my arm around her, and then she was looking at her arm, and then she looked at my arm, and then she jiggled my tricep. She gave a little, and she's like, good. And I'm like, huh? So I was at the hotel gym today doing this one. Nothing shall jiggle. That's what I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to work on my body. I lost a bunch of weight. Like in 2017, I lost 50 pounds, but I didn't lose it well. Don't clap. Because I didn't lose it healthy. That's when my first marriage ended, and I got sad, and I wasn't hungry, which is sad, but I lost a bunch of weight, so it's been good. Now here's the problem, though. I've been happy for a few years, so I'm just nom, 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 and I'm afraid it's gonna come back, and then I don't want to wait for another tragedy to help lose the weight again. So I'm really trying my best just to keep it where we're at, you know? Like, just hold on to this for the love of God. My goal weight, I weigh 175 right now. My goal weight is to get to 170. And I don't even know, the only reason that's my goal weight is because I watch UFC, and that's a weight class in the UFC. So I see those guys on a scale with no shirt on going, this is what 170 pounds looks like. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to look like that guy. And I got all the way down to 170, and I'm like, man, these last 5 pounds must be crucial. Like this, because I don't look anything like these individuals. Once I lose these last 5 pounds, it's gonna be like pop, 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 you know? Like microwave popcorn. You can't pull it out too early. You gotta leave it in there. Get all those kernels a popping. And so I'm trying. So I try, you know. And I'm not in bad shape at all. Like I'll like if I'm at the pool, I'll take my shirt off, but I'm not sitting down. You know? That's my fitness level right there. I'll take my shirt off. We're standing up for the entire afternoon. Like this looks all right. I sit down, it starts looking like a layered truffle cake. It's like, oh, there's the gut layer, there's the first tit layer, there's the second tit layer, and then a little meringue chest hair at the top. But yeah, standing up, this looks all right. I just walk around like this. If I want to get a beer out of a cooler, I wait till everyone's having other conversations, and then I come up, just do a quick side oblique crunch. I'm not gonna fold over myself, show everyone how the sausage is made. I'm not doing that. Just do a boom right there. Hey there, thank you so much for watching my video. Is this too close? We're keeping it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I'm gonna be on tour all year, 2024. Might be the last one. So, you know, go to zoltancomedy.com, look at the tour schedule. If you don't see your town, sign up for my mailing list. I promise I'm gonna try to come, and I'll see you out there on the road. Thank you.
This is one of the best comedians San Diego's ever produced. He's got one of the best dry bar specials on the internet. You guys, give it up for Zoltan Kaszas.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Hot damn, I gotta live up to that. All right, I'm representing all of San Diego. You ever do that? You ever go to a place in Ocean Beach and represent all of San Diego? You ever do that? You ever go to a place without air conditioning and just one fan with 150 people in there where they sell booze on a sliding scale? You ever do that? You ever represent all of San Diego? So nice to be here. Thank you guys so much for coming out. That did throw me off. I love this whole setup. It's I don't know what's going on. There's a lot to look at. There's too much to look at in this room. How are you supposed to pay attention to our dumb faces when what is this above my head right now? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what this is. This is somebody, it's a disco ball with crap on. It's something. I don't know. Like this room, it's like hippies, but it's like hippies with a trust fund. You know what I mean? It's a little too clean in here. Like this doesn't have to work out for the owner because there's something in the will that they're gonna be just fine. There's a condo in Mission Beach waiting for him. As soon as he's done playing around. I love it. I'm making fun. But honestly, what is all of that? Look at that. That's something. Yeah. I love it. I like the energy in this room. It's hot, and it just feels like everyone bought a lotto ticket. And you guys just found out right before the show started that none of that's happening. And then you're like, who's ready for comedy? And everyone's like, I guess. Yeah, start the comedy. Turn the one fan on. Let's get it going. Let's do some comedy. You know? So good to be here. Love coming to Ocean Beach. I don't live here. Clap it up if you live here in Ocean Beach. All right, good amount of you. I would say, what, a third? I don't know. That's good. Everyone else, we did it. We came. We found parking. We didn't quit. How great was that? I've quit before. I have. One time I came to do a show at Winston's years ago, and it was on a Wednesday, which is when you guys do your farmer's market in this town, which, by the way, horrible day for farmer's market, okay? That's for Saturdays, not on Wednesdays. And I went to look for parking, and there was nothing near the venue, and I just made small circles away from the venue, and I made circles big enough that I ended up back on the 8, heading east, and I'm like, I think we're done. I just went home. I called the guy, and I'm like, I'm not coming. They're like, what happened? I'm like, I tried to look for parking, I ended up on the freeway, so I think I'm not coming. I like it out here. It seems safe out here. I don't know what the crime rate is out here. Seems better. I just went through a crime situation at my house. Someone stole my hammock. Yeah, someone stole my hammock out of my front yard. And we got it. We got footage of it on my Ring doorbell. I've had Ring doorbell for over a year, and I've never caught in a single crime. I thought I just paid $800 to get high-definition footage of me coming home. Just perfect video of me coming in. That's what I thought I bought that for, but no, I bought it so I could see my hammock getting stolen. That's what I woke up to. I woke up to that. My fiance Emma, that's how I woke up. I was sleeping in bed, and she's like, "Someone stole the hammock," and I was so angry. You need to have a cup of coffee before you find that out. The Ring doorbell brought bad information to me before I was ready to process it. Because if I didn't have the Ring doorbell, I would have woken up and made myself a coffee, had a sip, looked out the window, and went, "Son of a bitch, they took my hammock." I would have been eased into the bad news. But instead, Emma yelled it at me before I even opened my eyes. I'm like, "Not the hammock!" And I ran out there in just underwear. Like I had to see it for myself. Just a rope and a hook, just dangling in the breeze. And then we looked at the video. It was just some drunk lady. Came into my front yard at 3 a.m, hastily unhooked the hammock and ran off. That's the part that offended me, that she hurried. It's 3 a.m. Do you think I'm going to be buzzed awake by Ring doorbell? Do you think I have the matching nipple attachments that are going to... The hammock?
and I'm gonna put my contact lenses out and run out there. Get over here, you silly bitch! Ah! I'm not gonna do that. She rushed. 3 a.m. You could have taken 5 more hours. Could have taken the tree by the time I woke up. I wouldn't have known. It ruined my day, that stolen hammock. The whole time, I'm just saying, who steals? How do you relax in a stolen hammock? You know, like what kind of sociopath can just go into a hammock knowing they don't have the receipt? Who is that person? It's a bummer. I think it was one of my neighbors. It was so weird. Like, it was good camera footage, but I couldn't be sure it was her. And you can't just go up to the neighbor across the street that you've never spoken to and go, "Excuse me, is this you?" So we've been having a stakeout for the last 5 nights, and I've just been waiting for her to put up this hammock. And if it goes up, I'm coming. If I can match that macrame to what I have, I'm coming.